let's hear about this AV Famicom already.
Yes, that I've been teasing for like 10 minutes.
Game Mavericks resident fart knocker.
Yeah. Tickling our balls
so
with this story.
Obviously, I have tons of modded consoles, and I saw that RGB Famicom at that shop for like $250, and I'm like, wow. I know Alanzro doesn't agree apparently, but for $250, that's a bargain. If it's already modded,
it's still predatory pricing. I mean, predatory pricing is still predatory.
I mean, sure, but it's like the alternative in this case
because it's all resale value on speculative pricing rather than.
Oh, so like they'd sit on it for years?
Yeah.
In order to keep it at that price no matter what, to...
Oh yeah, the whole retro market is ridiculous now to where it's at. But that's just me and my own personal, disdain towards it.
Because nobody's buying any games because they're all too fucking expensive, but the prices still won't go down?
And they keep holding on to it in the hopes that, hey, this is going to go up, so I'll get a better
it's going to go to the moon, so you got to hodl for dear life.
To heck that
Don't
garbage,
be a paper hands. Let go of your games before they appreciate in value. You want that value to go to the moon, so you can buy a Lambo and have diamond hands.
Whenever I sell my games, I sell them for under what they're worth, so that I can just move them, because I want the market to go in the other direction. So I'll sell them for I'll sell them for like 80% of what they're worth. Or I'll ask for 80%, and then if people offer me less, I'll consider it. I sold a copy of Splatterhouse 2, the Japanese version. Mikey sucks at video games. Terrible.
Okay, back. Sorry, I tangent off there because of my disdain for the current retro game market.
No, I want to hear about it.
That's pretty much it. I feel like it is in a way predatory pricing, and it is not. It disincentivizes a community within the retro game market only to those individuals who have the capital and or resources to be able to get into this.
It's a vector of inequality.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry is too high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo and all of them just refuse to re-release stuff in a manner that...
why don't they re-release their shit?
Licensing issues.
Technically, there's Switch Online, but that's a subscription, so if you stop paying, then you stop getting access to the games.
Exactly it. I never play games online, so I stopped paying for Switch
And the emulation
online.
is bad. Like... the NES and SNES emulators they have on Switch Online have, like, horrible lag.
When I played, they didn't feel that bad.
I played DKC and Kirby Superstars on that, and I'm just like, something feels wrong about this. Then I popped in my cart and played that, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is way better.
Yeah.
But obviously that's like... And the DKC games are relatively affordable. Relatively. Because they sold really well.
Each.
Right.
Yeah. As opposed to, like... My copy of Akuma Jo Densetsu no Dracula 3 cost me $71.90.
And this is back in the 40s.
Yeah.
No, I ran into the same issue.
This was back before the fucking game came out.
When I'm trying to play
Wait a second. Hold on a second. How did you get that star?
Ethan, replay the footage at 10% speed so we can see how I got that star.
No, on my screen it looked completely like the star went down the hole, but you were...
Yeah, it looked like that to me, too, so I guess it was just some kind of collision glitch.
That was weird. I thought it went right down the hole.
Mikey's got the touch.
He's got the power. Now, the AV Famicom.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that story, Michael.
No, I want to...
Alonzo, tell us about your car show this weekend.
No, I want to keep hearing about the AV.
No, I want to hear about the car show.
No, I got to hear about this thing exploding.
Did your dad show off his 77 Pontiac Lowrider that's not street legal?
Bum, 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 bum,
street
bum,
legal.
Bum, 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 bum.
You said it's not street legal when you told me about it 4 years ago.
I think he didn't license it
close.
to be... because to make it street legal also there's like fees you gotta pay in order
it's
to
not
put
street
it on the road.
legal because my dad doesn't have a driver's license.
Nah, that wouldn't be possible.
I didn't think it was that funny, Mikey.
It's not as funny as the tarantula as the state bird, but it caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No, it's
Ethan. When you say lowrider earlier in the playthrough, edit in a shitty MIDI of lowrider.
Oh yeah.
Ethan, make it Michael's voice. Pitch shift Mikey's voice up when he giggled just then.
Nah, that wouldn't be possible.
that's
edit in a fart cloud when Bowser jumps off the bridge.
I'll request to Ethan, and nothing's gonna happen because he's gonna be struggling to figure it out.
I'll be struggling to figure out. I'm gonna get pissed, and then this playthrough will come out at the same time as our DC Legends. Or whatever.
Our Raid Shadow Legends playthrough.
No, not that one.
No, God, fuck you, game. I was holding right.
Fuck you, game. I put in the correct input, and that was your fuck up there.
Yeah, fuck you. I that was your fault there, Mario. I put in the correct input there. You fucked up.
You fucked up.
What the fuck?
Still like that was like the precursor to Let's Plays.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was
fuck
that?
You. I love it.
Fuck you. Haha, I love it. Yeah, we're gonna get a princess. You're gonna kiss her before you know. We gotta get laid tonight, Mario.
All right, Nintendo. We're gonna do this.
What the
We're gonna
fuck?
play this video game. You and me,
What are you
Mario. We're
doing
gonna find
here?
the princess. We're gonna be grateful. She's gonna give you a kiss, and the next thing you know, you're gonna get laid tonight. All right?
See that? Michael takes credit by quoting the quote I just quoted.
Quoting it more accurately than you did.
Ethan,
You're the one who
watched
thought that the Hideo Kojima quote was slurped crap through a warthog's anus hole or something, and you said anus instead of anus hole.
Dickhole.
Yeah, dick hole.
You
that's
got
right.
it wrong, Fartworker.
It's ironic.
I got one word off.
All right.
Let me do the exact same thing again. Let's hear about this AV Famicom already.
All right. So.
Now that we're on
100
episode
years
12.
ago, I went to the deepest regions of China, and I found a retro game shop, and they had an AV Famicom that was RGB modded. And the guy behind the register told me that the console was cursed. But I bought it anyway, because it was RGB modded. And you see...
Wait, they said it was... Oh.
He's doing the Gremlins thing.
Actually, I was going for that Simpsons Treehouse of Horror crusty doll, but
I'm pretty sure that's what they were referencing in there.
So anyway, you were at Jusenkyo.
Gremlins is one of those movies that nobody's ever seen.
I like movies from 1984. But anyway, 100 years ago, you were at Jusenkyo.
Yeah. So I bought the console, because you see, if you go onto eBay right now and look up RGB-Modded AV Famicom, or even RGB-Modded Famicom, like the original model, you'll see that it's like $500 if you just buy it like that.
Look at sold listings, you buttface. You have to look at... eBay is always going to give you the wrong impression, because you need to look at sold listings. Because they could ask for $11 trillion, but that doesn't mean that that's what they all sell for. Actually, what you need... Oh, wait. You wouldn't get that for it. You need to go to videogamepricecharting.com. But they wouldn't have anything for an RGB mod.
Exactly. Like, you buy the console for $90 or $80 or
and then you throw the t-shirt away.
Yeah. And then
you throw the Mario overalls away.
Then you buy a RGB mod board and any necessary like adapter boards that you need from the Tim Worthington site for 110 Australian dollars.
99 out of 100 times it's out of stock.
Yeah. Then you have to buy, if it's a... I actually don't know if an AV Famicom has a Super Nintendo multi-out in the back, so you might need to get that part as well from GameTech.us, so that you can use the SNES RGB cables with it. That's what I'm doing right now. Like, I have like a multi-out, 3D printed multi-out in the back of this NES we're using right now. So that it can... Because for some reason, the NES top loader, the NES 101, I think it's called. Ethan, put up the correct name on the screen if I'm wrong.
No, that's it. It's
and then
the NES
put up
101.
So for some reason, that only has coax. It only has RF. So, in order to... So they make like 3D printed multi-outs, SNES multi-outs, the little plug on the back of the SNES that the video comes from, that you can put into a top loader, and then you just wire it up for the analog signals that are supposed to come out of that, including RGB. So, but I think the AV Famicom has a multi-out by default, so you don't have to do that. But regardless, you buy your parts, so that's like $200 right there between the console and the RGB board, and then maybe an additional $30 for the multi-out if you need that. Then you have to send it off to get modded, which of course, you know, post is involved. So if you go with like USPS, you get the cheapest one. Maybe it's like, I don't know, $20. Then you got to send it off to get modded, and depending on who you get it from, the price might change. But usually it's like about $80 for the mod service, which is money well spent because you're not fucking up your console by accident. You know.
I like the music in this level. Michael, can you turn it up so I can hear it?
Sure.
No. Don't listen to him.
Alright, I turned it up.
Oh, that's too loud. Holy shit.
Alright, I'll turn it down.
Turn it back to... Oh my god.
Alright, I turned it down.
I have tinnitus now. Holy shit.
Just like William Shatner.
Ew.
Ew, an old man.
An old man.
His farts smell like ghosts.
I was gonna say, his farts smell like dust.
Yeah. His farts, like when they come out, they turn into dust clouds and then they dissipate. Ethan, edit in a ghost fart.
No.
Okay, so I bought this Famicom for half the price that you'd get it on eBay, essentially. Which to me was a steal. But the guy behind the counter didn't know if it was RGB or not for real because he's dumb and nobody knows any of this shit except for enthusiasts.
He's dumb.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll take it home. Another castle in Edmonds. So like I bought
Did I go to that one?
Yes, you went to that one. That's the one with the arcade.
Yeah, that one was cool. That was a really good one.
And the Metal Slug copy that you wanted, but you knew that Nicole would kill you if you bought it, so you didn't.
Not that I knew that Nicole would kill me. It's oh my god, that was actually that was a fucking Mountain Dew. That was a fucking hashtag Mountain Dew No Scope 360 gamer moment there. Holy shit! So he tied to a single fish, so it's negated.
Ethan, edit in Mikey being.
No.
Okay.
You weren't wrong about that. You have to save that. You edited way too much, Mikey.
Well, at least Mango Milk didn't seem to think so. She said that. Are you shitting me? Get the fuck out of here with that dog crap. It's so loud.
You better get good at this, Michael.
Ethan, pitch shift your voice when you say that in post by -10 cents.
Michael, you have to go easy on the edits here. I don't have all the time in the world.
Mikey, did you do a practice playthrough?
I actually
you suck
did.
at this.
I did it last night.
Then you're fine.
Okay, I bought this thing, and they gave me, when you buy consoles from another castle, they give you like a cardboard box. They gave you a couple of cheap, crappy games that nobody in their right mind would ever pay money for ever. It's a way to get rid of them. And they give you
they give you Famicom games?
They give you the crappiest AV cables they have so that they can get rid of those. And then they give you a power supply and a controller, which is like, you know, enough to get you started and to prove that the console works at least. Then if you want better cables, if you want a better controller, you got to go out and buy that separately, which is fine. So like I bought this AV Famicom, they gave me the box, and they gave me an NES power supply. and I looked at like the rating for it, and it matched the one that I'm using on this NES right now. It's like 120 volts, 60 hertz.
Are you playing
amps?
Are you playing on your RGB-modded top loader with the cartridge on backwards?
It's the cartridge isn't backwards because it's North American. Only the Famicom cartridges.
Oh, what the fuck
backwards.
am I thinking? Yeah, for some reason, this whole time I thought we were playing on the Japanese version on a Famicom. I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm so stupid.
But yeah, so I take this thing home, I plug it in, and it's modded, so it had like a power LED because for some reason, when Nintendo made the top-loading consoles for the NES and Famicom, they were too cheap to put a fucking power LED in, so you know whether the console's on or not. So this LED lights up for less than a second, and then immediately shuts off, and I'm like, what happened? Why isn't this thing turning on? And then,
fuck!
Then, like, I looked it up online, and it's like, okay, you can try, like, a Sega Genesis Model 1 power supply. I tried that. I looked, and, like, I have, like, one of the smaller redesigned PC Engine models. I think it's the Core Graphics 2 or something like that. And it came with the power supply that turned out to be the actual power supply that you're supposed to use with the AV Famicom. I tried that, no dice. And then I go to Twitter and I'm like, hey, well, this console seems to not be... I went to Twitter, x.com. And I
was going to say, I was about to edit in a big wrong there.
I went to twitter.com, which is the app now called X, and looked it up, and I was like, hey, I used this power supply that they gave me in good faith, and now the console doesn't turn on at all. Is it fried or something? And what I found out is that apparently the NES power supply, the North American one, it outputs pure AC or something, like the transformers inside the console.
It's an AC adapter. Yeah.
Well, usually AC adapters, they're called that because they adapt alternating current into direct current. But I think the Famicom and AV Famicom, it's opposite. Well, no, only the North American one is opposite.
They're opposite from each other.
Okay, yes, that is
you put in the opposite of what was required, and you have fried your console. It is ruined.
Yes. So I used the one that the fucking store gave me. I plugged it in, and it immediately fried the console because they didn't give me a Japanese one. And
like, how could they have tested it and given it to you?
My guess is that they didn't test it. They just and I did return it, and they did give you my money back. So that's the good news.
What a shitload of barbecued balls! You just took $250 away from a local business.
Well, they also fucked me over and gave me a defective or the wrong power supply that immediately broke the thing I bought from them, so I don't feel bad about it.
Haven't you ever heard the term buyer beware?
They didn't say buyer beware when they sold it to me. They didn't say, you have to use the correct power supply, mister, otherwise it'll fry the console. We warned you.
I guess.
But yeah,
I have a couple of Japanese consoles. I never use them. Actually, I use. It's been a while because I don't have time to play games like I used to.
Okay,
so this part's tricky. Who wants a 19? Oh, this one's the hardest part of the game.
Yeah, you can run across one tile wide holes if you're at full running speed. So what they want you to do is get a running start, jump, land down on one of those small platforms, run across the hole, and then use the momentum to clear that gap. And that's like not really a skill they've taught you earlier in the game. It's only something I know because I've played a ton of Mario before, so...
Yes, nobody else has ever learned that.